Hello, everyone. This is your 2024-2025 third grade orientation. Welcome. I am Miss Weaver. We'll be talking about a little bit about me, some class information, what we're going to be learning about in our subjects this year in third grade, how to access curriculum on Schoology, and lastly, book pickup. So let's get right into it. I am Miss Weaver. This is actually my first year teaching third grade. I was a long-term sub in kindergarten and fourth grade at Coastal last school year, and I just received my master's in education. So just a little bit more about me before we get to see each other's faces. I graduated from Cal Lutheran University. I also played soccer there. I grew up playing soccer and just love all sports really, so that was such a great experience for me. I traveled to Croatia this summer. That was the big trip I took with my mom. We had a wonderful time. It's beautiful there. And I'm also a photographer on the side of teaching, mainly in the summers, just kind of a summer gig and a way to get out some of my creative energy. So let's dive right in. This is your class information. If you're new here, A-Track meets in workshop, which means on campus Tuesday, Thursdays, and B-Track meets in workshop Wednesday, Fridays. I just included a little reminder here. Don't forget that school starts at 8 a.m. sharp, but doors do open at 7:45. So if you need to drop your student off a little bit earlier, you may do so, but before 7:45, we cannot have the students in here. And then another reminder, pickup is at 2:15. I would recommend getting in line for pickup maybe 5 to 15 minutes earlier, depending on your schedule, just because fourth grade does follow our pickup, and you don't want to get stuck in the car line behind all the fourth and fifth graders. Um, Supplies will be linked in my welcome email as well as donations. Supplies is what your student will bring every day to workshop with them. And then donations are if you want to donate any expo markers, pencils, anything that your student and other students will be using in workshop, it is greatly appreciated. And on the next slide, we'll talk about our conferences and samples. So again, if you are new here, conferences happen every 6 weeks at the end of each unit. It consists of parent, student, and teacher. Um, this just is because we get audited by the state of California for homeschooling. So we need to supply samples and meet with parents to make sure that you're on track. If there's any concerns, this is when we would bring them up, celebrate students' hard work, and just check in and make sure that we're all on the same page. Um, you will bring all work from the previous unit. So everything that was on the assignment calendar that you were responsible for at home will be brought in. We'll kind of flip through it, look through it, answer any questions you might have, and just make sure, again, that we're all on the same page. Samples. So every subject you are going to submit a sample for, with the exception of science. So science we take care of in workshop, and history you take care of at home, meaning we don't teach history here and you don't teach science. So you will be required to submit a sample for all subjects, math, ELA, and history, with the exception of science. So the labeling for these samples, it will be like a full work or a whole page of work. And in the top right corner, it will say your student's full name, the subject that the sample is for, a date, and then an evaluation mark. One important factor of this is that the date must be a date within the school year, excluding weekends and holidays. So those are the two exceptions that they will not accept. So it's really important that it's a date from Monday to Friday within that unit. So again, I kind of touched on, we just need to be compliant with homeschool regulations. We get audited, so that's kind of the reasoning for our samples. And then again, your samples need to be 100% complete in your student's handwriting with acceptable dates, like I just went over. If the student didn't complete like the last question on the worksheet or whatever it might be, that won't be accepted by the state. So we need to make sure that it is complete in their handwriting with their name labeled correctly. So now we're going to get into our subjects. We use Into Math. That's our curriculum here we use at Coastal. You will be responsible for doing the Into Math lessons at home. In workshop, we'll be going over essential standards. We'll be assessing. We really love to do in third grade collaborative problem solving and practice. So things like whiteboards with groups, kind of get them up and moving rather than just doing worksheets. And then our assignment calendar looks like this. It is all of the assignment calendars will be linked in Schoology. Math will be separate. Then you'll have an ELA one, and then we'll have a history links. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I just screenshotted week 1, and this is what it looks like. So depending on what day you come to workshop, it's laid out for you. So Monday, you'll all be at home. You'll be doing Into Math Module 1.1. Then depending Tuesday or Wednesday, so say your student comes to workshop Tuesdays, they're in A-Track, then you will be doing Into Math Module 1.2 on Wednesday when they're at home with you. So that is our math assignment calendar. Our next subjects, writing and reading. So you will be responsible for a couple different things for writing and reading at home. You will be responsible for grammar packets, which come from our curriculum Simplify Writing. You will also be responsible for weekly spelling, again, Simplify Writing, and then our novel study packets, which we created and printed, and we will be sending home with you during book pickup. So you will have all the resources you need. You don't need to print everything or anything. And then just touching on our writing, in third grade, they learn opinion writing, informational or informative, and then narrative writing as well. We will be doing the majority of the writing instruction at school, so you don't need to worry about that. But again, there'll be some writing in the novel study packets, the grammar packets, and things like that. This is what our ELA assignment calendar looks like. So this is week 0. I just wanted to note that Common Lit, you'll have some Common Lit lessons that you are going to be required to log on and complete with your student. Here are the codes. This is for our class here, Weaver, with the red underline. Week 0, you're going to want to go ahead and log in, get an account set up, and join my class. So that way week 1, you're ready, you're up running, everything goes smoothly. So again, it just says read over the instructions on answering questions. And then you'll see here, this is grammar and spelling, this is literature and informational. In grammar and spelling, you, week 0, are going to review the pound and tap strategy. This is really crucial because it helps them segment individual sounds and syllables in order to spell words. So if you are going through the spelling list and your student is struggling spelling a word, this strategy right here is going to be able to help you help your student. Continuing on, here I screenshotted week 1 just so we can go over and see how it's a little bit different than week 0, our prep week essentially. So it breaks it down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This will be your novel study, Charlotte's Web. That's our first one we start with. And then it'll have your Common Lit lesson. So it gives you the whole week breakdown. Here you can see it tells you by page what you're going to be completing. So that I think is pretty straightforward. With the Common Lit lessons, there's no actual way to link them on our assignment calendar. So you will have to log into Common Lit and look for our assigned things in our class, and it'll say, what would it feel like to touch a cloud? So that is how you're going to access those Common Lit lessons. And then over here, this will be in your grammar packet. So you'll first review the slideshow with your student. No need to print it. You can just kind of flip through as you would like. If you'd like to print it, you're more than welcome. And then you will go into your Unit 1 grammar packet and complete page 1 and 2. So pretty straightforward there. On the next slide, I have just pay attention to this spelling. This kind of tells you how you're going to do your spelling weekly with your student. You can view this at your own discretion, but it kind of tells you how and when you're going to be doing that spelling. Moving on is science. So this is taught only in workshop, and we use mystery science and additional self-made lessons for this. I love teaching science. It's kind of where our students get our wiggles out and get to be creative. So they really, really love mystery science. It's super engaging. History. So history is taught mainly at home, like I mentioned. On Schoology, you will find slides for each unit linked. And we will be overviewing Native Americans, maps and geography and US government and local economy. And then at the end of some of the units, there's a video presentation project. So they can kind of use their creative ideas to function a little bit different in history, which will be really fun. And here, this is Schoology, the online learning system we use. This is our math, our ELA, and as you can see, each unit is broken down for history. So you will be starting in the third grade Unit 1 history. And I've also shown a little bit of what our first unit slideshow looks like. So as you can see, it gives you the day you should be completing this, and then each slide deck has your instructions of what you're going to be required to do that day. So, like I just touched on, Schoology is our online learning system. You can message on Schoology. I do check it and I will respond. I will tell you that I'm much better at checking my email because I get it to not only my computer but my phone as well. So if it's late at night and you have a burning question or concern, I will probably be better about answering emails as I can do it on my cell phone and computer. On Schoology, you'll also find your third grade contact sheet. This is optional. You don't have to put your information into it. But if you're planning a play date or a birthday party and you'd love to invite other students and need to get in contact with parents instead of going through me and me asking the second party, hey, can I send your email out? This is just a real easy way to get your information out as well as pull anyone else's from this contact sheet. And then, like I said, the assignment calendars are linked on Schoology. That will kind of be where you go each day or however you like to do it to find all of the assignment calendars. And lastly, book pickup. So book pickup will be happening from 8 to 3 on August 16th, which is a Friday, and August 19th, which is a Monday. Before you come to book pickup, I would love if you could fill out the Google Form survey titled Getting to Know Your Student. This will also be linked in the welcome email. This is just a way for me to get to know your student, put a name to a face, and kind of learn about them from the people who know them best, which is you, the parents. So I would really, really appreciate before you pick up your books if you could fill out that Google form. And then just some additional information. There is a lot of books in third grade. The book stack is like pretty hefty. So if you want to bring a wagon or backpacks, or even some people bring suitcases, you may do so. You might need a couple hands to carry them all. If you're solo, it might be a little difficult. And then along with your books, you will be getting some extra resources like the packets you need, the grammar packet, the novel studies, and anything else that you may need as a resource. So you can contact me anytime. If I don't get back to you that night, I will be sure to get to you the next morning. 100% response time in 24 hours. So I'm really good about checking email. That's probably the best way to contact me. Here's my email. And that is it for your 24-25 third grade orientation. It was so nice to virtually talk to you guys. I can't wait to meet you in person. So see you soon. It's going to be a great year, and I can't wait to get to know your students.